Well, not only is Donald Trump drawing record crowds, he's also managed to pick up a key endorsement. Trump receiving support for his immigration platform from Republican Senator Jeff Sessions. The Alabama senator is one of the strongest proponents in Congress of restricting immigration, a major win for Trump, whose proposals have set off a firestorm within the GOP. Joining us now to discuss, radio talk show host Tammy Bruce and Leslie Marshall. Thank you very much, ladies, for talking to us.
Hey there.
Tammy, Donald Trump, attracting the largest presidential campaign speech yet, with a record 30,000 people attending. Can he keep up this momentum?
You know, I think he can, but it's going to be difficult. Obviously, he has the benefit of already being known to the American people. He's not new to them. He is seen as a television star, but I think the arguments that this is just entertainment are misplaced. I think that the American people, we saw this look in 2008 with Barack Obama as well. He really does represent a very different approach, addressing very specific issues. Now he's also changed into actually dealing with the details of the issues. He wasn't doing that in the beginning. And I think that for those who think that he's peaked or this is going to stop, are misguided in a bit. I think that this is something that is very new. The environment's new. He's a different kind of candidate. And look, I like it. He's not the top of my list. He's about the third down. I'm for Fiorina Walker and then Trump. But I do think that there's an excitement that is alleviating the depression in the nation, that even could help the economy. It reminds people that anything really is possible, and that's why he's got such enthusiasm now.
Leslie, how are Hillary's troubles maybe helping Trump gain more supporters?
Oh, I don't think Hillary's supporters are people that would leave Hillary to go for Trump. I think maybe they're going for Bernie Sanders. I do agree with some of what Tammy has said, however. This guy is a celebrity, and I think people are caught up in the celebrity. We saw that here in California years ago with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was successful at his bid for governor, largely running on his name. But the problem here is, with the exception of immigration, he talks a good game, but he is going to be standing up against men and one woman who are going to, on the Republican side, be very specific regarding policy. At the end of the day, Americans aren't just going to vote for somebody with a big name and a celebrity and who they like. They really have to see a policy and a plan for America that they can buy into.
Leslie, I have to disagree with one point that you made. I mean, if you say that, they're going to go for a Sanders and not a Hillary, when you look at Donald Trump and you look at Hillary Clinton, the reason why I believe a lot of people are more turned off by Hillary and turning toward a Donald Trump is the one reason in that he is not a politician. It's not more of the same old in Washington, and a lot of the repeated lies that come out of Washington, and then the trust factor. I mean, all of that said, that is why Carly Fiorina, Ben Carson, and Donald Trump, in fact, are surging in the polls, because people are sick and tired of it, Tammy.
Yeah, look, I think it's not just Hillary. It's also the idea of Jeb Bush. The notion of a Bush-Clinton face-off is really putting a lot of people, it's upsetting a lot of people. So you're looking at this really being about the system and the establishment versus business people. We've given them decades, if not the last 100 years, to try to fix things, and they've made it worse. So I think that is feeding into the enthusiasm of the anti-Hillarys and also the anti-Bush dynamic.
So I want you both to react to this, because when we talk about these interviews that the presidential candidates give to the press, we're all watching. We're expecting to hear someone that sounds presidential. And that's where Donald Trump differs when it comes to the rest of his GOP running mates, because when in interviews, Donald Trump has made it a record of not answering questions exactly with a whole lot of detail. Case in point, when on Meet the Press last week with Chuck Todd, he asked Trump who he would turn to for military advice, and now listen to his answer.
Who do you talk to for military advice right now?
Well, I watch the shows. I mean, I really see a lot of great. When you watch your show and all of the other shows and you have the generals.
Okay, ordinarily a presidential candidate would be skewered for giving an answer like that. Case in point, the scrutiny Sarah Palin received after dodging Katie Couric's questions on what newspapers she reads. I mean, why the different standard for Trump, Leslie?
I think, honestly, I can't even give you a 100% answer on that, except to say that this is a guy that's taking over the Teflon label from former President Bill Clinton. This is somebody that gets something thrown at him. He can turn it around. He can twist it. He can be completely hypocritical. He can flip-flop, talk out of both sides of his mouth, be pro-life, pro-choice, pro-life again in a 72-hour period, and nobody flinches. But this is going to be a problem, I feel, in the long run, because one of the things a president needs to be, or two of the things I think a president needs to be to a certain degree, are one, certainly diplomatic, and I don't think Trump plays nice with others. And two, there has to be a certain degree of humility. And we don't see either of this in this man, which will be difficult getting along with the international community if he is elected.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tammy, final word from you. I mean, and is anyone in the Republican Party capable to catch up to Trump at this point?
Look, we've got a president now who doesn't say very much and is supposed to be the king of calm, and look at the disaster we have on the international scene. I think that we've got a dynamic with Trump where people, even the media now, realize he'll push back. And that's what's new. If they haven't seen a GOP candidate, a Republican who isn't afraid. Fiorina's not afraid and Donald Trump's not afraid. The media doesn't know what to do with that. We like it so far, but he is going to have to give some details. And it's early enough in the game to where we can enjoy this and we can watch and see how it plays out. In the meantime, I think America's in a much better place because we've got a great lineup on the right, and we'll be in a better place next year, I think.
Radio talk show hosts Tammy Bruce and Leslie Marshall. Thank you, ladies. Very interesting stuff.